Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Lee Snyder, the product manager for the Steel segment here at Trimble. And what I'll be showing is a quick overview of the new property pane that's available in Tekla Structures version 2018. So as most of you know, we've been doing a user interface renewal starting in version 2016 where we introduced the new ribbons and more of the side pane. That work continues in version 2018 with the new property pane. What that property pane does is it takes a lot of these modeling dialog boxes and consolidates them into one singular pane. So what I did in 2017i is I just opened up all of these different dialog boxes that you could potentially have open at one time, just to show all of the dialog boxes that have been consolidated into one. So this is what it could look in 2017i. This is what it now looks like in 2018. So we've taken those and just consolidated them into one singular pane on the side pane here. As everybody should know, all of these features over on the side pane, this window can be undocked and placed on your second monitor. That's a pretty typical way for detailing or using Tekla structures. But it just helps remove some of the potential clutter, but it also provides a lot of additional benefits that we couldn't do with the old dialog boxes. So an example of that is what you can see here, is that when we're going to modify or change something in the model, in the new property pane we're able to highlight these in yellow so that you can clearly see what will change on those parts or pieces when you click modify. We still have the check boxes as we've had in the past, so if something's checked it will be modified, but now it will be illuminated in yellow. Some of the other advantages is that we've removed the get and apply buttons here from the property pane that we used to have in the old dialog boxes. So that automatically happens now. So if I load in a saved attribute, those settings will automatically be applied. If I click on something in the model, this dialog box will automatically get those properties so that I can see those. And then if I need to change or modify those, then I can adjust those in the dialog box, and then I'll be able to click on modify and see what's going to change about those parts and pieces. So let's go ahead and jump into a Tekla Structures model. I'll just show you how this works real quick. So if I double click on a column, instead of the old dialog box open, it's going to open in this property pane. And then these are the settings that are visible there. As I mentioned before, I can come in here and I can just hit the drop down, load in an attribute, and now because that column is still highlighted, if I were to click modify, everything here illuminated in yellow with these check boxes would be changed. Typical workflows in the past, if I don't want to change the grade of material, I can just deselect that, it won't be highlighted, and then that part or piece won't change when I hit modify. Our user-defined attributes are still accessed here under more. Those are still available in the old dialog boxes, so you still will have those as you're used to seeing those. Some of the other main advantages here is that if I don't have anything highlighted in the model, I can just hit this button up here in the top left, click on whatever I want to model, and you'll notice that this command is automatically active. So these settings here are automatically applied. My command is active here, and I can just pick a start point and an end point to model that piece in. I can also come in and load my attribute settings. Those are automatically applied, and now when I click my part or piece, that will be inserted there into the model. One of my other favorite things about the property pane is that if I come down here to the bolt dialog box, we've made this nice and interactive. So if I wanted to come in and add a washer, you'll notice here, if I were to check that box as I hover over this, this washer is highlighting in the user interface so that I can clearly see where that's going to be placed or inserted when I click this option here. The same thing happens for these different nuts or washers that are here, or these different plies as we're going through this, which ply will receive the slot or the oversized information. So a lot of visual things that we're able to do with the new property pane to make Tekla easier for existing users and clear, and also for new users that are being trained or working with the software, making these things more clear and accessible for them. So the last thing that I'll mention here is that if you come up here to the File, down to Settings, underneath the Customize, you also have the ability to come in and customize the property pane. So if there's things in there that you want to add, you can do that. If there's things that you want to remove, you can certainly do that as well. So here if I come, for example, to steel beam, I'll just load in those properties. Then here on the right hand side, what this shows is all of the things that you're going to see in the property pane. So if you want to rename them or reorder them, you can do that. If you want to include specific things, you can just search here on this side and then just drag those over and add them. If you want to add in a new group that you can expand or collapse, you can do that. So one of the really nice things is that, for example, when you click on more, that opens up the old user-defined attributes dialog box. You can actually add in user-defined attributes directly to the property pane. So if you just want to see them there on the main pane, then you can just go in and add those. Once you've customized it the way that you want, just save that. It stores that in an XML file that you can then share with people throughout your organization individually, or you can just put that in your firm or project folders to where they can easily instantly see that. As you would expect, this is detailed in the Tekla User Assistant, so you can see here an introduction to the property pane, all of the dialog boxes that have been consolidated, a summary of the main benefits that you'll see there, and then these individual sections that you can then click to learn more about how to modify things, how to copy properties. There's a section here on how to customize the property pane, and then here's how you can distribute those customized files throughout your organization. So as always, we'd invite you to come in and try out these new tools, send us any feedback that you may have, and we hope you enjoy this new development.